John of the Eye Patch, Chapter 9. Running a Rig. "What's the oath?" John asked his mom. "Every pirate has to sign the oath. It varies a little ship to ship, but it's an agreement between the pirates as to how to divide the plunder, how they'll act to one another on the ship, and what kinds of punishment they'll agree to," his mom said. "Punishment? You mean like walking the plank?" John mimed, tiptoeing down a plank before collapsing to the ground like he'd fallen to his death. "Why walk the plank when it's so much easier, John, to throw someone overboard?" his mom said. She said it as serious as a lecture about homework. John scrambled up from the dirt, dusted himself off, and said, "They don't really do that, do they? Throw you off?" He thought of climbing the net and looking overboard at the sea. It would be quite a fall. Worse than that. They throw you off when you're in deep sea, not an island in sight. She tilted her head to the side and stared at John. "Still want to be a pirate?" "Well, I'm a pretty good swimmer," John said. "Not good enough to survive being thrown overboard. You'd swim for maybe 10 minutes before cramps set in, then you drowned, all alone." She held her hands up in a partial shrug, as if to say there'd be nothing she could do for him. "You're not going to scare me off," John said. "I don't want to scare you. I want you safe. I want you at home," she said. "That's what I want for you," John said. His mom nodded. "There's a lot to learn about this time. Take these taverns." She pointed to 3 stone buildings with thatched roofs. "This one is for the Irish, Italians, and other Catholics, but not for Spaniards. They meet in this tavern." She pointed to the second of the 3. Then she pointed to the third and said, "The Anglican Englishmen meet here, which is where your captain awaits. We go in there and you sign the oath and that's it. You're a pirate. No wagering your life against the hope for plunder. You're now wagering your life against a hope for plunder." "Not for plunder," John said. "Only to help you find the treasure chest and get you home." "John, I know. You want me safe. I'll pull the eye patch off if things get dangerous. I promise." John tugged at the eye patch but kept it on. "Fine, but I'm going to hold you to that. Remember, I'm only letting you join the crew so I can keep both eyes on you. The last thing I need is you wandering around this island without a chaperone." She turned and walked into the tavern, and John followed. Even with the shutters wide open, inside of the public house was dark, cold, and filled with singing pirates. "What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Put him in the longboat and make him bailor. Way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning." John's mom smiled at him. "Your first sea song, I assume?" "Sea song?" John asked. "Yeah, sometimes they call them shanties. The pirates sing to make their work easier," she said. "What work are they doing now?" John asked. Somebody has to drink the grog," she said with a smile. "Can I?" "When you're older, much older," his mom said. She led him to a corner of the pub where a pirate fed almonds to a black parrot. "Want another, don't you?" the pirate asked. He laughed as the pirate beaked the almond from his fingers. "Good bird." "Captain," John's mom said, "we have a new recruit." The pirate captain's beard was patchy. A red sash covered his head, and he wore a heavy black sailor's coat in 70-degree heat. He turned from the parrot, and he looked John up and down. "Are you running a rig on me?" "Running a rig means having a joke," John's mom explained. "Look at this lad. Nothing but knees and elbows. How old could you even be? Like 5? The pirate captain shook his head. "Not 5. I'm 12, John said. 12 in 2 months. Close enough, he thought. "Mary, Why would you be allowing some lad to think he could be on our crew? The captain asked. He might be young, but he's more capable than you think, John's mom said. Besides, you let me in your ship, and I'm a woman. My father's doing, not mine. The captain slammed his hand into the table, making the parrot squawk and the mug of grog slosh suds. I'm the reason you still have a ship, John's mom said. Sooner the day is forgotten, the better, the captain exclaimed. What day? John asked. My business, not yours, the captain said. He got quiet and he fed the parrot another almond while scrutinizing John with pinched eyes. The pirate captain pushed off the table and stood so he could get a closer look at John, who was nearly as tall as the captain. I suppose the lad is freakishly tall. There's something to say for that. But this is the last time. The captain waggled a finger at John's mom. You can't bring up that day anymore. Done, John's mom said. But is he capable? The captain asked. Lad, do you know the difference between a half hitch and a bowline? I passed the pirate trials, he said proudly. Pirate trials? The captain arched an eyebrow. Everyone seems to have that reaction, John thought. The captain looked between John and his mom before he started laughing so hard he had to sit back down at the table. Pirate trials! He slapped his hand against the table enough times that the parrot danced nervously, flapping its wings. What's so funny? John asked. Mary was running a rig on you, the captain laughed. Ha 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 ha! So hard that tears rolled down his cheeks. There's no pirate trials. John glared at his mom. Mom! John said it without thinking, instantly regretting him giving away the secret. I hoped you'd quit, she shrugged. But you learned something, didn't you? John wasn't sure what he learned. When you were atop the crow's nest, how far could you see, she asked. All the way across the island, John said. The higher you are, the farther you can see around the earth. What did you learn from the second test? How to make my arms hurt, John said. That's part of being a pirate too. But we have to swab the deck, cover them in salt water, because it protects the wood from rot, and it keeps the wood saturated with moisture so the beams swell against each other, keeping the ship watertight and more resistant to fire. Well, I didn't think of that. And what about the last test? John asked. I had to be sure you'd think for yourself, and you did. John smiled triumphantly. We still have that matter of signing the oath, the captain said. I'm ready. Heave to, lad. That means stop, his mom clarified. Did anyone tell you what it was? The ship's rules, and how much pirate loot I get, John said. That would be none, the captain said. None? No loot? Nada. No una visa. Zero. How many languages do you want me to say it in? The captain asked. John pulled the folded up sheet of paper from his pocket and spread it out on the table so the captain could see the printout of the Spanish treasure chest with the wrought iron sunburst. I want this, he said. The captain looked at the paper. Where did you get this? Never mind that. That deal's a no-go. He pushed the paper away. There could be hundreds of those little Spanish coins, pieces of 8, gemstones. Who knows what could be in it? Those deals don't sail on my ship. I don't want what's inside. I just want the chest, John said. The captain laughed again, this time clutching his stomach. The chest! That's it, huh? He slapped the table, agitating the parrot enough that it hopped onto his shoulder. The lad wants to be a pirate for a worthless wooden and iron box. It's not worthless, John thought. That's my mom's way home. So we agree? He asked. The captain took a big drink from his cup and wiped his mouth with the back of his hand before holding it out to John to shake.